All right, we're live. Officially. Hey.
Official Alley.
Oh, Fish and Alley.
We're live here on this pre-Thanksgiving episode. Thanks you for joining us.
Yes. It will actually be the last episode of the month. My goodness. This came fast.
November. Another one bites the dust.
And then 3 weeks till Christmas. They screwed you on that, Ryan. You know?
What's that mean?
You get it because since Thanksgiving fell on the 4th week, see,
Right.
now you only get the 3 weeks till Christmas.
Right.
I mean, I guess in your world it really doesn't matter because you're putting them up at Halloween.
It's actually better because everybody wants to be done before Thanksgiving. So when Thanksgiving's late, it gives me an opportunity to actually get them done. If it wasn't late this year, with all the rain we had, we would be in big doo-doo.
Now, can you just not work in the rain at all? Or I guess you can't.
No, pretty much no.
Yeah.
Either you're on a roof or you're working with electrical. So,
Yeah.
yep. It's a big no-go. Duke.
Well, we're just sharing out real quick, guys, to our groups. And then we'll get started shortly. If you're there. If not, tough. You know what I didn't get was like water or anything.
You didn't get the memo that said mute your mic when you're going to cough into it. That's what it did.
No, well, that's true.
What kind of professional are you?
I'm not, bro. I'm an hour and 15 minutes late. You tell me what kind of professional I am.
You're not an hour 15 minutes late. You're only 15 minutes late. We moved the start time an hour. That's not the same.
Oh, okay.
Come on.
So when I'm watching like The Walking Dead or, you know, some show on TV and they're like, it starts at 7 p.m. and then a message comes up, we're having technical difficulties. We'll be on at 8. And then I wait till 8 and then 8:15. Still the same. I love it.
Yeah, I mean, they're not as good as us, so they'll probably lose people over something like that.
Right.
But our fans are committed.
That's right. Got a high percentage of dads out there that know what it's like to hold down a job, take care of your kiddos, and try to do your hobbies, you know, where you can.
Have a brand newborn baby and still do your podcast.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. I had viral bronchitis and did this show.
Viral, huh?
Viral, yeah.
Viral bronchitis.
Viral.
Not just bronchitis.
Right, we gotta throw viral in there. Which means I can't treat it with antibiotics, so I just manned up and was like,
Will you
That's
please
what
stop
happened.
yelling?
Sorry.
It's
A
disturbing.
little loud. I'm digging this holiday gaming music we have going here.
I don't want to hear about it because I don't get to hear it.
Oh,
It's only
sorry.
you who gets to hear the beautiful game footage.
One of these days I'll figure out a way to get this whole thing going.
You just got to play it through clean feed to me somehow.
I wish.
You just tell it to pick up your sound. There's got to be a way.
There's got to be a way. There's got to be a way to...
I mean, there's a way to do everything.
There probably is. There's probably a way to do it through Skype. I'm just dumb and don't know how.
You're probably not dumb. You probably just haven't even tried. So it's more like lazy. Yeah, that's the word that fits you.
I'd like to say busy. Like I've been so busy I've had time to...
It's a word that kind of rhymes with busy but sounds more like lazy. Yep, that's what it is.
Hey, this last month I bought this gaming PC that was supposed to be like excellent at streaming as well. And couldn't do none of it, you know?
Yeah, why would you?
So, really, I haven't had anything but my old laptop to record the podcast.
Oh yeah, we haven't even been live for 2 weeks.
Right, yeah.
I forgot.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, maybe we have lost some of our live followers due to your failures.
Yep.
Hopefully not.
Yeah.
Are we gonna actually start the show? I'm ready.
I mean, are you ready? Are you sure you're ready?
I'm bored ready.
Okay.
I mean, born ready.
Bored ready. Sounds good to me. All right, guys, hold your text because we're going live. All right.
Hold your text. I never heard of holding your text. What's that mean?
Means like, don't be texting me during the show if you know me personally. Just don't do that. Yeah.
Okay.
Unless it's
Just
you,
rude.
unless you're like, hey Clint, something's a showing there, buddy. Something like that.
Right.
Then
yeah.
that's
Like you're
different.
ugly. Your ugly's out, and then you're like, oh, I can't do anything about that.
My ugly's out. Is that what they're calling it these days?
No, they've always called your face ugly. It's not
okay.
new.
I was going to say, I feel kind of bad since Hunter's not here. We don't have that regulator going, someone to say, hey guys, pull it back a little bit. It's
What's up,
just
Peter?
full out.
What's up, Alan? Alan, I've been meaning to ask you. Everybody calls you Alan. Everybody knows you as Alan. Why is your Facebook page Jared? Just let me know. You don't have to let me know on here. But, you don't have to use your real name when you sign up for Facebook. Maybe you didn't know it. But you could have put Alan Branch.
I think if my name was Alan, I would just, for vintage sake, I would just go with Al. They call me Al.
Hey, Alan, you need to go back to October's second or third episode. I think it was the third episode. And we told your story back when you were playing...
Dead Space.
What was that again? Dead Space
Dead
with
Space.
us. You were too scared as a 15-year-old. I remember that. That was good. All right, let's do this.
You ready to do this?
Yep.
All right. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Tonight on the Delirious Dads Gaming Podcast.
Where can I spend my money?
Come get your turf. Come get your turkey stuffed.
Wow.
And now, the Delirious Dads Gaming Podcast.
And welcome, guys, to another episode of the Delirious Dads Gaming Podcast. It's the last episode of the month because we will not be recording next week, guys.
Oh, yeah.
And
what episode is it?
Episode 42. 42 episodes in. And that
We've been doing this thing.
that wonderful voice you hear there, guys, is our co-host, Ryan Maddox. Ryan, welcome.
What's up?
For another awesome week. This week, we do not have Hunter. He had some work meeting that he had to be at, and so he is absent. But in his absence, we'll be talking about Thanksgiving, guys. So,
yeah.
Talking about
food.
about
Thanksgiving and all the things that matter when you think of Thanksgiving, which is the day after Thanksgiving, called Black Friday.
Right.
It's actually, it's for everybody. It's not just for black people.
Oh, okay. That's good that you cleared that up.
It's kind of misleading.
Yeah, a little bit.
Yeah.
I always wonder why Black Friday? Are the lights out? We turn off all the lights, Electricity went out. Back in the day, they just shut the power. It's the day after Thanksgiving, no power for anybody. It could have been that,
right.
Could
be.
Yeah. Well, we may not have the chef himself, Hunter, but me and Ryan know how to eat, so we'll be able to bring that to you. And then Ryan's going to hook us up with them Black Friday deals. Speaking of which, he's going to hit up what's going on in the world of electronics and video games. And I'll be hitting you with, news. So still going to have a good show. It's just going to be a two-man show.
Oh, yeah. We miss you, Hunter.
Yep.
See you not next week, but the week after.
Yep. Eat lots of turkey and have fun on your trip. All right, guys. Well, with that said, I want to bring you some controversy. I want to bring you some stories. I want to bring you big-time gaming news.
No, don't do it.
I'm doing it. I'm bringing it. I'm bringing it. Leaks for Geeks.
Always bobbed my head. I think it's off beat. There's lag.
It probably
like this dude is white.
Probably is. It's it's all good though. It's all good. Gobble gobble. Welcome to the news segment that matters. It's the Delirious Dads. Leaks for Geeks gaming news, guys.
Mm-hmm.
We're going to hit up, familiar news stories because it just seems like things circulate, They just,
Mm-hmm.
it just get stuck. It's kind of like, whenever you get a bird turd that hits the old windshield and running the windshield wipers. You get the windshield wiper fluid going.
Oh
Still
no,
can't get it, and it's just not
it's
coming
got the
off.
milk. It
Yeah.
just becomes like milk spread on
You're
there.
like, I still can't see. Yeah. Or when you're in that ice storm and you've warmed up your windshields and for some reason it's still not going away. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
That kind of stuff. Well, we're talking about, of course, Activision Blizzard.
No.
Yes.
What have they done now?
Well, they didn't really do much, but I figured it was worth talking about because the CEO, Bobby Hotek, came out and had a interview with CNBC, and this was going to be yesterday. But he came out and did like a little official, 20-minute interview, sat down with, I don't even know the interviewer's name. But anyway, he sat down, did an interview, had some stuff to say. And so that's what we're here to share, because there's been controversy in his little village.
Feels like it's like where you're leading up to like a I'm sorry for the things that happened kind of a interview.
Well, he is the CEO, though, so does he really have to say sorry?
I don't know.
Yeah, well, let's see what his response was. Here we go. Activision Blizzard CEO Bobby, I keep calling him Hotek, it's Kotek. Bobby Kotek doesn't think his company's games should be used as platforms for sharing political views. This is what he says, in quote, "We're not the operator of the world's town halls." Kotek, who in 2017 made $28.6 million running the video game company behind Call of Duty and Diablo, told CNBC anchor Becky Quick, that was her name, guys, Becky Quick. He continues, "We're the operator of the communities that allow you to have fun through the lens of a video game." He continues, "My responsibility is to make sure that our communities feel safe, secure, comfortable, and satisfied, and entertained." He said, "And so I don't." He pauses. "I don't. That doesn't convey to me the right to have the platform for a lot of political views. I don't think my responsibility is to satisfy our audiences and our stakeholders, our employees, our shareholders." Interesting. At the same time, Kotick said he is inspired by CEOs who do show leadership in these areas. He said, I think there are some business people who are incredible examples of character and integrity and principle and have what you see are the great attributes of leadership and think they are incredibly inspiring for me." He said, "But I think they do have the right to articulate views and visions and voices about government, policy, and politics. And I love engaging with those people." Kind of weird. It's almost like the way he says it, like the way I read it, it's kind of like, good for those people that care about those things and those morals and those. But then I'm a CEO.
Those people who, as CEOs have made that choice to include that.
Yeah.
But I have not. Yeah.
Yeah.
But my question is kind of like, nobody's saying we want your political views. The question is, are people allowed to use your platform to share their political views?
Seems like he's on the stance of no.
Well, they should be, of course. That's you not allowing it is a political view, in my opinion.
Yeah.
Because you're limiting or controlling certain things from being said. And a lot of times that's from a political standpoint. Like, I don't know if I agree with that, so I don't want it to be said.
Right.
That's a political view.
Right.
So if we're talking about one of your employees speaking as an employee, no, that's not the place. I agree.
Yep.
But if you're talking about some guy who's, I don't know, is a professional gamer who's contracted and stuff with a company, are they considered an employee? I don't know. I guess an NBA player is considered an employee, but I think an NBA player should still be able to have both, right? He should be able to be an NBA player, and he should be able to go, here's my political views.
Yeah, right.
Separate. Not on an NBA interview necessarily, but if he's on his own time.
Platform.
Right, yeah. I don't know. It's kind of like then
It's kind of a
if
weird gray
if you
area.
own me, right? Because if you own me for basketball, does that mean you own me for everything else I do too?
Mm-hmm.
All the time, I can't express my views.
Mm-hmm.
That would seem weird. So I would say it'd be the same thing with a video game person who's under contract, right, as a
Right.
pro, and he should be able to express his views. I guess maybe just not at their tournament. I get that, So I get the gray. I get the back and forth there.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's
But
just
then
a
he
weird.
says things like that, but then we're going to include social politics. We're going to include some of these other things like, oh, well, we want to make sure you know this character's gay. We want to make sure you know that this
Mhm.
person's a black person, this person's an Asian person, that
Yeah,
kind
I'm
of
wearing the
stuff.
LGBTQ stuff at
And,
the.
and they do stuff like that, and it comes across to me like it's okay to have those things and to represent those things, but when you do that kind of in a way of like, hey, look at us, we're on y'all side.
Right.
That's in a sense taking a political stand. So
Of course it is.
So I mean, it's the same thing if you said I'm for Hong Kong. It's a similar situation, and so I don't know. For him to say that, still to me, that kind of still sticks in my craw of like, yeah, but you did this, you do this, but in this specific case, all of a sudden, you don't.
Right, but
And
what I'm
so,
trying to circle back to is the fact that nobody's asking you as a person or as you as a whole company if you're staking your political views.
mm-hmm,
Nobody expects you to, and that's not even what this issue is over, right?
mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
The issue is over somebody else did, and then you kind of did,
You stymied
right?
it. You
By the
stymied
way
it.
you responded, yeah.
Yeah.
And then now you're saying you don't. Well, you did. That's the whole issue, right?
You may not
It's
want to get involved in politics, but you
right,
did, and it was
right,
big.
right.
So it's kind of funny. Like, yeah, they could have used that as like their
Well, it's
little
like,
barrier.
hey, can you unstick your finger from the pie?
Yeah,
That warm pie just got made. You taste it. You can't make the hole go away. Once you broke that crust on top,
we might as
boom.
well eat it, guys.
Yeah. It's like, Mom, I did not stick my finger in the pie. Yes, you did. I see it.
That's
There's a hole in the
hilarious.
pie.
Yeah, that's funny. Yeah, so that's kind of where Bobby stands on it, guys. He also, in the same interview, indicated that he thinks that Activision could bring him lots of users in their community. He says that the future of gaming is mobile, and that it will lead to a lot of growth for the company.
Yeah.
He says, quote, "We have 350 million users in 190 countries. I see no reason that number shouldn't be 1 billion in 5 years."
Let's see what he's doing here. He's saying, I know all this stuff's going on, guys, but we're not losing. He's pulling a Trump.
Yeah.
We're going to continue to win.
We're making money.
We're winners.
We're the
Yeah.
machine. You can't stop it. Yeah.
Right.
That's kind of what I'm getting out of it. He said the ability to play games on your phone instead of spending hundreds of dollars on a gaming console or PC has changed the whole gaming industry. China. Sorry. Kotick said that the franchise's new handheld edition of Call of Duty Mobile reached 100 million users in just 1 month. He says, and so you realize that as these franchises go from consoles and PCs to phones, the growth in the audience is going to be staggering.
Yeah.
Kotick sees the potential for more consumers in every geography region by putting its games on mobile. When games become available on phones, the market exploded, the CEO said. The audience size went from a few hundred million to billions of potential customers.
See, what's funny is he has moved into the, I'm talking about whether I'm political or not, to this is why we made a big deal over it, because we don't want to lose China. Really, It's kind of, you know what I mean? It's like, in a way, that's not what's being asked, right? I mean, is that what the...
Well, this is kind of just an open forum, like not open forum, but it's
okay.
kind of, it's later in the interview he goes into what they're doing.
It's just more like, hey, what's going on with you guys?
They just kind of started
Okay.
he kind of started with the whole political views segment of the interview. I probably should have clarified that. Yeah.
I get you now.
He also went on to say the social experience is really getting much more significant. There's much more of engagement. You can do voice over IP video, over IP today, so you can see and talk to the people you're playing with. And I think you'll see one of the evolutions of gaming will be more games that can be played together. So he really, some of the things he says, I'm just like, oh. And it is kind of more of a business interview. So obviously he's not talking to us, the gaming audience. He's talking to what? Investors, the market. But gosh, the way he says it, I think mobile games in the U.S. is, I think it has its place. People enjoy playing mobile games. I enjoy playing mobile games. But it definitely, everything he says here definitely points back to we're going after, China and that market of, that's where the market, because they can't play console and PC like we can because they have, crazy commutes. And maybe it's this way more in like New York and places like that. Mobile might be bigger as well. But, so he's not backing off his guns of, hey, we're going to make money off mobile. And he's not really swayed by the political thing either. So,
they did it right this time. When they did the Diablo thing, it was like, you screwed it.
Mm-hmm.
But that's because he went mobile with something that shouldn't have gone mobile only, if that makes sense.
Yeah. They didn't have anything else to offer PC.
Right. To where Call of Duty Mobile was just its own side thing.
Mm-hmm.
So it didn't interrupt anything that anybody. It's not like, what if they had gone and they're making, we know we're all waiting on the new Modern Warfare, and they were like, guess what, guys? It's going mobile, and that's it.
Yeah.
Oh, people would have lost their minds.
Yeah. So we'll see how hard they push mobile in the future as far as, is it going to detract from our regular gaming experience? Are they going to get other staff to work on mobile games, or is that going to, is it going to hinder the quality of our PC console experience? I guess time will tell with Activision.
I doubt it. I think they'll just expand. If they go from millions to billions, they'll go from thousands to a million employees. You know what I mean? They'll have more people working, and they'll just get bigger. I think become bigger, more and more and more.
Yep. But for those of you who might be a little angry or triggered or whatever, what have you, whatever term you want to call it, just keep in mind that is that interview was primarily, I think, business directed. So some of
it sounded more like he addressed the stuff early on because he knows he has to.
Right. So I think the way you look at it and kind of like, oh, that's cold. I don't like this. Da da da. It is business speak. So he's only going to talk about the things that are going to make them money. He's not really going to bring up things that are controversial or anything like that. But moving on to other things that not necessarily controversial, but just kind of having a rough time of it is Google's Stadia.
Don't tell me so.
Yeah. Well, they're just having some issues. Some of the things I've seen online to, other than this article that I've read, there have been, and Google Stadia came available with the Founders Pack or Founders Edition yesterday. That would have been November 19th. So on a Tuesday, it became available for people to jump into and play. The issue is there's some people who have not received their Founders Edition. And they've also said that some Founders Edition consumers may not receive the Stadia until late November, early December.
Whoa.
Yeah. So that's
not
not
wait
good.
For something I prepaid for.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? That's a rough one.
Yeah. They also have a very light launch schedule as far as I think they only have 22 games. Some of the games on that is some of the launching games is Assassin's Creed Odyssey. That's $60, but if you get the Stadia Pro deal, which I'm not sure what that is, guys, it's a $30. You can get Just Dance 2020 Guilt or Jilt, not really sure. There's Mortal Kombat 11. You can get that for $60, $42 for the Pro deal. You also have Red Dead 2 Launch Edition for $60. Some of the Tomb Raider games, that kind of stuff. You got Football Manager 2020, things like that. There's some NBA 2K20
Gotcha.
stuff that you can buy. Um, but a lot of
Weren't they
people,
weren't they partnered with what's it called? Weren't I think it was Ubisoft was going over with a lot of the games, or was it? We had talked to. It's been a while since we
yeah, it's
talked
been a while.
Stadia.
I forget if it
It was
was
either
Ubisoft or.
Ubisoft or it was just drew the blank on it. Don't. It was either Ubisoft or it was nope. I'll think of it just a
Can't
second.
think of it.
Dang it.
That's all right. So yeah, a lot of people just kind of been like, 22 games on launch. A lot of the games are within the about a year old, older
That's all the
games.
games that are on launch.
Yeah, they just only have 22 available right now.
Oh wow,
So
yeah. I
that's
thought it
kind of
was
the.
gonna have that whole
Mm-hmm.
Unreal. That's what it was, wasn't it?
Oh, maybe, yeah. But that was the issue. So they came out and said, "Hey, we're only gonna have 22 on launch." That pissed a lot of people off. Um, and so I looked at an article on Kotaku that was written by Paul Tamayo. He got the Founders Edition. He said it comes with a Stadia controller, a Chromecast Ultra, and a charger with a USB cable that you can also use to plug into your PC or laptop for playing inside the Chromebook or Chrome browser, I should say.
Mm-hmm.
He says if you've got all the right pieces in place, the Stadia works pretty good. So he's talking, whatever system you're working on, so your PC. I'm not really
Right.
as sure about the phone. Internet, that's another big deal. Some people have really been complaining about there's some input delay because of internet. And so if you have the lower speed internets, it's not running smoothly. There's some jitters, tears,
Gotcha.
delay, things like that. And so people are like, you promised this
Right.
would run smooth. This is supposed to be the best kind of thing.
Right.
He says in this article, he says, in order to play on your phone or on a Chromecast Ultra, you'll have to have the Google Home app. Set the device up, and then you have to tie it to your personal account. He played it on his TV, said played pretty smooth. He has 1 gig internet speed, so that is something to bear in mind. But he played Red Dead 2, said looks great, but appeared to cap out at only 30 frame rates per second. So that's kind of poo-poo.
Yeah, for
Because
sure.
where's our 60 frame rates that we talked about?
Right.
And that does make a difference, especially when you look at things and realize the differences. Like, it does affect. He says, for all the teraflop talk at GDC, he said, I was a bit let down because of that. He did play Destiny 2, said it looked amazing on the TV, ran well at 60 frames per second. He said there was hardly any noticeable input delay for him. He said, but when it does happen, it's really disruptive. He said, I'd stop sprinting and my character would take an extra step, or I'd miss a headshot that I swear I would have gotten on a PlayStation 4 or with my mouse and keyboard on the gaming computer.
That sucks.
Yeah, he says Stadia's. So he kind of says here, he makes like a statement about it. It says Stadia for tech savvy people. He's saying that it's for tech savvy people, but it's like they already own an easier way to play these games, and so that's kind of what people are saying. Because you do the 129 Founder Edition, gets you in the door a little cheaper than the other consoles, assuming you already have a TV, a computer, or a Pixel phone that's going to run it.
Right.
Launch lineup leaves much to be desired, he says, with only 22 games. And he also goes on to say, but one of the original 12, except for Guilt, have been available on other platforms for some time now. So he's just saying half your games that you're already launching are old. They're old games. And so when you're trying to push this thing big, it's just not, it's not great for their first launch. He says on launch, Stadia won't have some of its major social features like Stream Connect or Crowdplay. That'll come next year. He says, according to Google, it doesn't have an achievement system currently for the games. Excuse me, guys. Current Chromecast Ultras won't run Stadia, and no family sharing, no buddy passes, and some founders won't get theirs. Right here, he says late November, early December.
Chromecast Ultra won't run it, huh?
Yeah, the original.
So
I think it's maybe the ones that you have to get with the bundle, maybe that run it. So anyway, so it's just kind of like Google, what are you doing on your launch? You don't want to make a splash like this. Now, pending Google sticks with this, we hope they do. They can obviously work out a lot of these kinks, and as far as launch titles, it can get better. But some people have even said, well, what if they drop the deal completely? I bought all these games through Google Stadia. I'm just going to lose them if they don't. And with a launch like this, it just makes people feel like, Yeah, but
you got to remember, it's Google. We talked about that in our very first conversation about it. One of the benefits about it being Google is the resources and the ability to change gears quickly.
Right.
And
but wouldn't you say with all those resources and things like that, they should have had this under control?
Yeah.
With much money.
Here's what they should have done. They should have done a beta,
mm-hmm.
and they should have ran a trial before this, a live trial with real people. Because the truth is, they're doing something in the back end on their structuring. It's not just normal, like we're like Shadow, right? Where we're just shadowing a PC. This is a lot more going into their back end processing, because they're trying to do things in a different way than has ever been done. Because their plans are really looking forward towards much bigger things already, even though they're just now launching. So they're pre-setting it up to do this a whole new way. And so when you're doing something completely different, you're not just trying to jump in the game doing something other people do better, right? I think it would have been smarter for them to have some kind of a soft launch first, because that's popular nowadays.
And they needed someone there to tell them, and I can't believe, and they're not really into the gaming market, but they should know because of tech, is that the gaming world changes on a fly. I mean, a month in gaming can be a huge change as far as new games that are coming out, new things, new tech, all that kind of stuff. And really, it just seems like the Founders Edition should have just been the Beta Edition.
Right. That's what I'm saying. Yep.
Or like,
and it should have been. I think it should have been priced even lower, because it's almost priced normal. Like it's
Or if they priced it normal, say, hey, you don't got to pay any subscription stuff. You'll get it free right now.
Yep.
During the beta phase until we work out these kinks.
Yeah, because really, Founders is, because nobody else. If you didn't get Founders, you can't play right now.
Right.
So in all reality, Founders is beta. They just didn't make it known that it was beta. So I think that's really bad marketing. And does that make sense? Yeah. But they are using it for that. Before they do a full launch, the Founders Edition kind of is a soft launch. The way they acted like it's going to be awesome. This is an exclusive launch.
Right.
Well, that's even worse, because now I feel like I was getting something special, not a beta.
Right.
You know what I mean?
I'm your VIP, and you gave me all the bad stuff with that sandwich.
And see, it is Ubisoft that has it. It's called Uplay Plus. That's the one that's got all the other subscriptions in it. I mean, you get all their games with that.
Okay.
Well, when they were first coming out with that, I remember Stadia came out and said, "We're going to have it. It's going to be part of what we're doing." Well, I remember when we reported on it back then, they didn't say when. It gave you the vibe that
it was coming.
That's coming out with it. Right. So when you said 22 games, I said, whoa.
Yeah.
Wait a minute. I thought they were going to have the whole Ubisoft collection.
Yeah, that's,
you know what I mean?
That's a different story, yeah.
Right. So. Yeah, and it's not now. This article that I'm looking at right now says not till 2020 will they bring that partnership in, and it's like,
yep. Yeah, yep. So I'm not giving up on Google Stadia, but it is kind of sad to see that they're just kind of fumbling right now.
Yeah.
But they get on track.
There's no reason to give up. They've got too much money and resources. I don't think they're going to do this and back out anytime soon.
I would say this would be my advice, just from how it seems with consoles too. Sometimes consoles will do this where they release and it's like, oh, it's a nice beefy console, but there's only a handful of games right now. No one's really using the machine to its full potential. So I would say if you're interested in Stadia, I would wait maybe till next year this time. And just kind of see. Just give them a year to figure it out. Give them a year to get some more exclusive titles and this kind of thing. Let them get the lay of the land, so to speak, and then make your decision. Because I'm not going to spend that amount of money plus subscription for poo-poo.
Yeah, no.
I'll just do Shadow where I can just cancel anytime.
That's right.
and I don't want. Goodness. And I don't have to, pay that extra. What was it? What was the price buy-in? 140 something? Anyway.
Yeah.
Yeah, crazy.
Shadow's just getting better and better anyways. They're growing. They're doing a good job.
Yeah.
I don't want to talk about them too much, because I'd like to get something going with them before we start touting them all over the place.
Right. No free advertising for them.
Yeah.
Oh, man. Well, one thing that is doing pretty good, that had a pretty good launch, is the Star Wars Jedi Fallen Order.
People loving that thing.
It came out. A lot of people were enjoying it. A lot of positive stuff for it. So that's good. I mean, because it's EA produced and it's a Star Wars game, you're already nervous because of the whole debacle, recently with the previous Star Wars title. It was like, ugh. So it's good to see that they're at least doing something right over there.
Yeah, what am I going to have to pay extra just to get a lightsaber?
Right.
You never know when EA comes out with something lately.
Exactly. So I went to two different websites and kind of looked at their reviews. I'm just going to kind of cover their pros and cons list or kind of their overall thought because I haven't really played the game, so I'm not going to review it, But I will say that not only these guys had good things to say, but a lot of users on Facebook and things have been posting, been playing, it's awesome, that kind of stuff. And then YouTube reviews, people have been saying it's good.
All the groups we're part of, it seems like.
Yeah.
It's being touted pretty well.
Yeah. TechRadar.com came in, and so on their pros for the game, they said best Star Wars combat system to date. They disparate, but admirable mix of desperate, but admirable mix of Dark Souls and Uncharted.
Nice.
So kind of a mix like that. They say that it's faithful to the cinematic hallmarks of Star Wars. Some of the negatives, they said they feel it has bloated gameplay between set pieces, boring protagonist, and lackluster story. So that's going to kind of be, that depends on the person.
Fun to play, maybe just not the deepest game.
Mm-hmm. But some people that might be enough.
Yep.
Stories are made for different people. So
yeah,
there's
that's right.
some movies that are amazing to some, and another person tell you it sucked. They said performance hitches and poor signposting. By signposting, they mean like text above items and things like that. I did read that they were having some issues with like maybe some texture tearing, like things like that. Some like graphical stuff that was a little buggy, but they're already patching that, so that should get fixed soon. I think they were releasing an update on that to fix some of those issues.
I think any of your big game makers like EA, Ubisoft, any of those kind of guys, they need to be nowadays quick.
Yeah.
On those kind of updates, they've got the resources. They're launching a big game. It's different if it's a smaller company and things like that. We may wait a couple months, and now there's an update that makes the game run better. Mm-hmm. But stuff like EA, better be like a week.
Yeah.
We get that update, or they're just going to lose a lot of traction.
Yeah. So they need to be on it. And I mean, if Fortnite can do it, EA can do it.
Yep, that's right.
I'm just saying. Let's see. Also, I looked up GamesRadar.com. They did a review on it as well. Some of their pros were the lightsaber feels powerful, so that's good. I mean, if you're playing a Jedi, that's what you want. I've played Star Wars games where you have a lightsaber and it's like,
it's weak.
This sucks.
Yeah.
I'm supposed to be a Jedi.
Yeah, definitely.
You play that game for the fantasy, They said planets are dense and intricate, so that's good. BD1 is your new favorite droid. That's up to up to opinion, right? He says challenging yet rarely frustrating, so that's good. Some of their cons were it has imprecise platforming, and also it's visually rougher than expected. But like I said, they are patching some of that, so it is what it is. But overall, their final verdict was a 4 out of 5 on Games Radar. And they said Star Wars Jedi Fallen Order might take ideas liberally from others, but the results in the endearing adventure that ranks as EA's best Star Wars effort yet.
Sweet.
So, I think it's a solid buy if you're a Star Wars fan. So
Yeah, I don't think I've come across really any actual, Star Wars fans so far that are like, oh, this game's not worth getting.
right,
You know what I mean? Some games are that way. They're just turds. They're just horrible right off the bat, and it's
yeah,
like, wow,
and
been waiting on
pretty quick.
this. Yeah.
Yeah. And then it had an 81% on Metacritic.
That's pretty good.
Yep. So not bad at all, guys. So if you're feeling froggy, get it, or maybe ask for Christmas. Could be a good Christmas gift.
Nice.
Yeah. So staying in the spirit of Star Wars, Fortnite has itself a little crossover event.
Nice.
Yes. Fortnite is doing a Star Wars crossover, guys. Epic announced the crossover with a new video showing off an original trilogy Stormtrooper skin, and you're going to be able to snag it in the game.
Sweet.
So you can purchase the skin in the usual item store, or if you want some extra bang for your buck, you can get a code for it by purchasing Jedi Fallen Order on the Epic Store, on the Epic Game Store. It's still available on Steam and Origin Access, but if you prefer that, so don't worry about that. You're just not going to get the extra goodies. So this is really interesting. The fact that EA made the game, and their Origin users are going to get the extra goodies, but the Fortnite peeps are. Interesting. That's just kind of interesting to me.
Yeah,
that they were able to pull that deal off. Even better, a Star Destroyer has appeared in the sky over the Fortnite map. So one of those Imperial ships, maybe. At present time, it appears that the Star Destroyer is considerable distance from the island. It could be that once it gets closer, we'll see some sort of new occurrence, but only time will tell.
Yeah, they're gonna do something. They always do something.
Yeah. God, I wish I liked Fortnite. I not liked in the sense I wish I could get into it, play it, be decent, and like it, because that sucker's just constant updates, man.
Yep. Yeah, they do a great job with their fan base.
Yeah.
I have nothing against Fortnite. It's just not our game.
Yeah. I'm like, geez, these other game companies need to take a page out of Fortnite's playbook.
Apex has. I would say so far Apex has done a great job.
Yeah, they are.
And if we had the time, I think we would definitely be playing Apex a lot more.
Yeah, I think you're right. I think so.
Like you put Apex in the settings of Ryan and Clint at 24. We
would
live it on Apex.
Yeah, minus kids. Psh,
yeah.
I'd be on a lot of these games. So my last and final news story, guys. I know we went a little long on the news. The last article here is there's going to be a new expansion for Borderlands 3. The first campaign expansion is going to be revealed. It's called Moxie's Heist of the Handsome Jackpot. It's a plot to take control of the gaudiest gambling joint in the galaxy. Unlike typical casino heists, though, this one isn't so much about outsmarting the mobbed up owner with fast talk and dirty tricks as it is just shooting the heck out of everything that moves. They say Moxie's Heist.
True Borderlands fashion.
Oh, yeah.
Borderlands fashion.
It says Moxie's Heist of the Handsome Jackpot is the first of 4 DLC packs planned for Borderlands 3 and is built for characters of at least level 13, but will scale up automatically for higher players. To take part in the job, you'll need to have reached the end of Borderlands 3 Prologue and unlocked Sanctuary 3. Borderlands 3 is also getting a new raid-style challenge for 4 max level players called Takedown at the Maliwan Black Site as part of a major content update that will also add a new level for Mayhem mode, Mayhem 4. New mode removes all player penalties and applies 2 random modifiers instead. one that applies a bonus to players, and another that does the same for enemies, and will offer exclusive legendary gear that will only drop when the mode is enabled.
I just really want to play some Borderlands.
I know. The fact that they're doing this DLC so fast, jeez.
Mm-hmm.
The update will also give bosses their own dedicated loot pools to enable more efficient farming, expand the excuse me, expand the maximum bank space from 50 to 300 slots, add a familiar new target dummy to Sanctuary 3 shooting range, add new vending machines, and make a number of improvements to the interface. More long-term plans will be Gearbox is planning an overhaul of Mayhem mode called, wait for it, Mayhem 2.0.
Oh, good name.
Yeah. Yep. It will feature new modifiers, playlists, rewards, and additional levels to take on. Borderlands 3, Moxie's Heist of Handsome Jackpot is set to go live on December 19th. So there you go,
Sweet.
guys. If you're getting bored right now with the end of Borderlands 3, now you got more content coming right around the corner, just in time.
That might be right around when we
your
get
holidays.
to start playing, because I'm usually Christmas season wraps up around the 15th or so.
Mm-hmm.
And so Borderlands is definitely
I
on
should
my
be
list
able
to
to get
play
in there
during
and
that
play.
break.
Yeah, that'd be sweet. So, so that's going to end the news. I didn't bring any water, guys, so the old lips were getting a little dry during that segment. But with that, Ryan, I want to know.
Go grab some water real quick. We're
I will.
live, but it's no big deal.
Yeah, I will. I'm going to go ahead and transition here to let you knock out the deals, show us what we need to be looking for as we head into December.
Mm-hmm. These deals make me want to spend some money, that's for sure.
Oh, yeah. I like spending money. And then I look at my bank account and I don't.
Are ye scurvy dogs? Where's me loot?
Alright, guys. The deals on wheels. For reals.
Hey, as you do that, I'm going to grab me a glass of water real quick.
Alright.
Alright. That.
Cool. Alright, first, guys, I'm not gonna read every game because everything's on sale on Black Friday. But I'm gonna read the ones that stand out, that are the bigger ones. Starting with Nintendo Switch. If you are a Crash Bandicoot fan, Crash Bandicoot Team Racing Nitro Fueled is on sale for $25, okay, for Black Friday. And that game is usually $35. It just dropped from $40, I think. That game is definitely a good one. Another one is The Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild. Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild is normally $40. It's normally $59. It's on sale right now for $43, but it's going to be on sale on Black Friday for $30. So if you've been wanting to get your hands on Legends of Zelda Breath of the Wild, which is a good game, one of the best Zeldas a lot of people think that has ever been, $30, you can't beat that. We got Mario Rabbids Kingdom Battle. That one, same thing, $30. $30. No, it's $20. Sorry, guys. Yeah, that one's 20. It's usually 30. Then you've got Mortal Kombat 11, which has just been probably the best Mortal Kombat in the sense of download content, fan support, fan interaction, people loving it, continuing to talk about it. It's a very active community still. That one is going to be out there on Black Friday for $25.
Ooh, I might want to snag that one.
Yeah. Then you've got Tiki Taki. You've got Resident Evil Origins Collection. I think that's the one that comes with all the old ones that they've been kind of throwing out there lately. That is going to be, it's normally $39, and it's going to be $30. Okay?
Makes you think, are they planning a remaster in the future of some of those old, since number 2 did so good?
Yeah,
it's like,
maybe.
Maybe bring back an original Mansion one. Or maybe number 3 with, what's his face? Nemesis.
Yeah, maybe. That'd be sweet.
Yeah.
You got also this is all for the Twitch. It's for the Switch.
Okay.
You've got Spyro. It's usually $39. It's $25. This is the trilogy. It's the whole little set of 3 of them.
Okay.
Super Mario Odyssey. That one is usually $58. It's actually on sale right now for $49. But it's going to be $30 for the Black Friday sale.
Ooh, okay.
Yep. Super Mario Party, same thing, $30. It's on a big sale. Then we got for PlayStation 4, Borderlands, $30. You can't beat that. Borderlands 3, $30. I'm gonna be on that.
Well,
I'm gonna have
give
to
me a
get that.
copy.
Yep. Call of Duty Modern Warfare, it's $38. I want to say there was a better sale I saw the other day. I think it's actually going to be $30 at some places, guys. So I think I read that. This is specifically, we're talking about your basic sale, which is going to be Walmart, I think Amazon, a couple like Target. This is the ones we're going over. There are some places that run some even better ones. But this one it's going to be, it's still $60, Modern Warfare. And it's going to be $38. So you're still saving $22. Devil May Cry is $20. The Division 2, $20. Days Gone, $20. Those are all $10 or $15 off.
Okay.
And those games haven't moved in price in a long time. So, I mean, other than when they're on the sale, they're all still doing well.
Jeez,
FIFA 20.
I probably wouldn't mind trying Days Gone. That's the zombie one.
Yeah, we haven't got to play that one.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, for $20, I mean, that's a good deal.
Yeah.
FIFA 20 is $27. I think that one's still $60 right now. Ghost Recon Breakpoint is $30. That one's 10 to 15 off, depending on where you're buying it.
Okay.
God of War, the original's $15 right now. Let me see.
Is that the 2018 version?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
I mean, it's one that's just called God of War, but it's still the newer one.
It's kind of the new revamp, yeah.
Right. And then you've got Kingdom Hearts. What is Kingdom Hearts selling for right now? Let's see. It's $20 for Black Friday, and it's usually $59. So it's actually on sale right now for $24, kind of a pre-Black Friday sale.
Okay.
So you can wait, get $5 more off, or you can go buy it right now for $24. Mortal Kombat 11, same price we talked about on Switch is the same thing here. We got Mortal Kombat 11 for $25. Need for Speed Heat, $30. I want to make sure I'm not skipping any big ones. You guys that like MLB, The Show 19, that one is $20 on Black Friday. Let's see. I know there was one other one on here. Red Dead Redemption, if you've been waiting to get it, it's $30. I think that's only about $10 off, so that was not a huge sale.
Mm-hmm.
And The Witcher 3, which that game is still, if you haven't played that game, it's $15. I mean, that's the game you should definitely, if you like single player deep campaigns, $15, you can't beat it for a game like that. That game is one of the top sellers of this last year.
Yeah, you won't be dissatisfied with that RPG at all.
No, definitely not. Xbox One, mainly the same deals, guys. So these deals are going to carry over on all of them. Modern Warfare, $38. Borderlands, $30. Let's make sure there's none. Gears 5, $30. That's the other game, Clint.
Okay, that's the other big one.
Yep. So there's actually 3 that I want. I want Borderlands 3, Call of Duty Modern Warfare, and Gears 5.
You just get Gears 5 through Shadow. Boom, there you go.
Yep. So all 3 of those are my top picks on a personal level.
Yeah.
For what's on sale. And if you're a co-op kind of guy, you like playing with friends, or co-op versus or like multiplayer, I think those are probably your 3 top games that have the best discount for this Black Friday that I've seen.
Yeah, that's good.
Bundles, I mean, like actual console bundles and things like that.
Mm-hmm.
We got the PS4 Slim 1 terabyte with God of War, Horizon Zero Dawn Complete Edition, and The Last of Us Remastered.
Oh,
so it comes with all of those for $200.
Nice.
That's a good deal. That's a good deal.
Those both of those single player games are good. They'll last you through the winter. I mean, you can get in and play that. Yeah.
Okay, if you've been itching for a VR and you're one of those guys that doesn't like to buy, high-tech stuff used, which a lot of guys are that way, you don't want to go buy it used for $150. That's about what they're going for the VR set on its own. You can get it for $200 brand new with warranty on Black Friday. This is a bundle. It's coming with VR Worlds, VR Skyrim, Astrobot, Resident Evil. What is that one called?
RE7, Resident Evil 7 Biohazard.
Yeah, 7. Yep, Biohazard. And then I've never played this one. Everybody's Golf VR. That'd be kind of fun, probably.
Yeah.
So it comes with all those along with it. So it's not just the VR set; it's a bundle.
Yeah, and then you can download VR. What was that one we played that day that was pretty fun? VR Chat, VR Play, or something.
Yeah. That was like an Avatar World thing.
Yeah, it's almost like a Minecraft kind of VR kind of thing.
Yeah, we were playing paintball and stuff like that.
Yeah. It's like
that was fun.
people create the worlds, and then you go into like a lobby, sync up with a bunch of strangers in VR and go play.
They're all pretty active too. Like the players in there are pretty talkative.
Yeah, pretty neat.
PlayStation Pro. If you don't want to go for a slim or one of the lightweight ones, you can go with PlayStation Pro. $300. I mean, I'm that guy for certain things. I'll go new, but PlayStation Pro, $300 is a good deal. I think you can find a PlayStation Pro out there for $200 on Facebook right now. So to me, that's not a steal unless you need that warranty.
Yeah.
But it's a good deal.
Particular about it. And the thing is, guys, to remember, if you're on a budget, PlayStation 4 or PlayStation 5 and the Xbox Scarlet or Project Scarlet. They've all said that on their systems, they're not leaving. The plan is not to leave the current gen systems behind because they're still pretty darn powerful. So,
right.
I think in terms of these consoles that are about to be left behind will still last you a while. So, kind of keep that in mind.
Yeah. What's your opinion on that? How long is a while? 3 years? 2 to 3 years.
I'd say for it to be worth it, at least 3 to 4 for me. If I'm going to spend $300 on a Pro right now on a deal, right?
Right.
I at least want to get about 3 to 4 years out of it.
But how many years do you think they'll actually continue to dump into it? Is what I'm asking.
It depends on how they're building them. If they're now building them kind of like PC games, where you have these settings, I think they could possibly make it work.
You can continue to play the new ones on both. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, if they cross-platform it like that. And it's not like its own network and its own platform and its own. Yes, not just like where you can play the old ones, right? You can play the old 360 game. That's not what I'm talking about.
Right.
I'm talking about playing the new current game on this older console.
And that's what they're touting. That's what they're touting. That PS4 players, PS5 players will be able to play the same games together. It's just you're not going to get that graphical upgrade. Some of the newer
it's really
UI
just like
stuff.
It's more like a PlayStation 4 Pro.
Yeah.
Like we're just taking another step up.
Now we'll see if they actually stick to those guns.
Right.
You know what I mean? But I would say it's probably smart.
Okay, another deal for you guys. And I say this on the consoles for Facebook and stuff like that is because most of the time a console sits still. Right? So that's just a console sits on a shelf, and if it's clean and not very dirty looking and not scratched up like someone's been carrying it around with them, usually you're good to go buying a used console. There's no issue. It'll keep running for years. The problem when you're talking about a VR system, it never sits still. It's like a controller. It's on somebody's head.
You don't know what's been on them lenses. You don't know. Yeah.
That's that. I go new on the VR. You know what I mean? Unless it's a killer deal, you really got a high chance of getting something that's got a malfunction or problem or something's broke on it.
Or you get the old pink eye,
Yeah, who knows, Okay, Xbox One S, which is the Slim. This is the one that has the game slot still. There's 2 versions. There's one with a game slot, and then there's one they call the Digital Edition. That's the one. There's no hard copy of anything. It's just digital. Right. With Star Wars Jedi Fallen Order, $200. That's a good deal. I think that's a good deal. If you're one of those who just want to be able to play Xbox One games, I don't got to have the best, fastest, top graphics. I just need a good game console. Xbox One S, $200. That's a steal. Okay. I mean, especially with that game. With it, if you're a what do you call it? If you're a Star Wars fan, that's a good one.
Yeah, and it's a brand new game, so.
Mm-hmm. Now, if it were me, and you're a Gears 5 guy, okay, or you're a Gears guy at all, this is a pretty sweet bundle that they're selling. Okay, it's the Xbox One X, which is the higher speed one. It's like the Pro, of course, you guys know that. 1 terabyte with Gears 1 through 5.
Oh,
That bundle's
okay.
that bundle's usually $500. It's going to be $350.
Oh, okay.
That's a good deal if you're really looking for the top console without, because you know this next generation is going to be close to $700. You know it is. There's no way it's not going to be with the price of the last one when it first came out, and so you're going to be probably $599 at the lowest to $749. You know what I mean? Somewhere in that range, I think, is what we're going to see with these two new consoles coming out. Xbox One S, all digital. That one, if you don't care about having the disc, shoot, $150.
Yeah.
We're talking about $150, guys. That's the same. That's like you can go for years and years and years. You couldn't buy a used Xbox 360 for $150. That's a steal to get a brand new one under warranty and everything. And they're already cheap. They're $250, normal, but $150. Think about that for a new console. Come on, it plays all the same games. You're good to go.
Oh yeah, you're good.
Yeah.
You're golden. Hey, you did say that, and I don't want to get you too far off track because I don't know where you're at on your list, but
Yeah.
I kind of think they could pull the old, hey, we want to keep it around the 500 mark, maybe a little more.
Really?
And they might go, and this is just me thinking out loud. I haven't really read anything yet on it. I just think if they want to keep it, because it's always been around 400 to 500, right? Usually, I think now about 500.
I thought the Xbox One when it first came out was $599. Am I wrong?
I think you might be right because I'm thinking.
I remember thinking, "Whoa, they jumped it up." Yeah. What was the PlayStation? It was.
I think it was 5. Yeah.
Okay.
But what I'm wondering is they'll probably do the same, kind of the same strategy they did with these past this current gen. I think they'll release next year. They'll release the price. Boom, here you go. Get your new Xbox Scarlet. Get your new PlayStation 5. And then I think within a year and a half, you're going to see them come out and say, all right, now get your PlayStation 5 Pro, your Xbox, Xbox 5,
That's
whatever
true.
Pro. I think they're going to go that route probably.
That might be what I'm thinking of. Maybe the $599 one was when they first came out with the X.
Yeah.
That might have been what it was. Because I remember thinking, geez. Because, used to a console, the new consoles were $399. They were $349 and then $399. And then to go from that to $599 to me was, and then I think about it and I think, we pay $1,000 for our phones.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And we use our phones all the time. But
now they do that stuff with contract, it's like, so you don't feel it quite as much. Not shelling there. It's still $1,000 though.
But what if they did that?
Well, yeah, it'd be a big difference, wouldn't it? You'd be like, no, thank you.
No, I'm saying, what if the consoles did that? What if they said, hey, come in, you get it.
That would counteract the cloud gaming.
$40 a month to Xbox. You got to play it on
if you think about it, it would definitely counteract the cloud gaming. Like, well, instead of paying Stadia this, I could just pay this subscription and eventually own this Xbox or this PlayStation. Yeah, they could.
It looks like the original price was $499. You are correct.
Okay.
Yep. I think I'm not going to spend any time looking up what the X was.
Yeah.
But yeah, if the original was $499, you're right. I don't think this one will be much more than that. They're not going to jump that. But you're probably right. They're going to jump it with the better version.
Get the diehards first, and then wait about a year, drop the price on that, and then release that new Big Daddy. That's this little step up.
My mindset is going to be more, primarily because I forget. They're buying a lot of consoles get bought for kids, not just adults, right?
Yeah.
And so you can't have the price too high, or the parents won't get it for Christmas. And so you kind of got to have this certain place. But I'm thinking, phones went from $799. That was a normal price for a phone. $799 to $899 for all the top phones, like the best phone you could get. Already within a couple years, the top phone is like $1,100.
Yeah, it's crazy.
And we've accepted that. And so if the phone could jump that far, I'm kind of nervous the console is going to make a little bit of
Yeah, but I think they're like you said. I think they're gonna have to do a subscription setup.
That's true.
I
That's
think
true.
I think once you get above the 500,
I
then
think you're right.
people,
That's probably why the phones were able to move up so much, is because they know nobody actually pays it right then anyway.
yeah, they went and got a
Yeah,
deal with AT&T or Verizon.
yeah,
Was like, hey,
that's true.
once you contract them in, we'll sell this sucker for 1,000, and
Mm-hmm.
we'll make some moolah. They won't even know it happened.
Mm-hmm.
So that's what they do.
Okay, well, we got a Nintendo Switch deal for
Okay.
you Switchers out there. This is the older model with a free digital copy of Mario Kart 8. It's $300. To me, that doesn't sound like that great of a deal. And I looked around at a couple different sites. That's your deal right now.
Hmm.
And so I don't know if Switch is still kind of just selling really well compared to the other two because there's no new one coming,
Mm-hmm.
right?
And it could be.
Yeah.
It has that portable effect, and it has for the younger kids and
Mm-hmm.
your middle schoolers that maybe don't,
Right.
because they can play. I think Fortnite on Switch now, can't you? Fortnite.
Yeah, I think
Fortnite
so.
and all that stuff. So the pop culture craze right now is
Mm-hmm.
you can play it on Switch. So the parents are like,
Right.
you can't have that PlayStation or Xbox, but we'll get you this little Switch.
Right. Right.
And you'll stay out of our
Right.
hair.
Yep. Now you got Oculus Go. This is the
Okay.
32 gigabyte version. It's $149. I mean, those things have really come
That's
down
not
over the
bad.
years.
Yeah.
Hmm. Its normal price right now is $200. So the sale is not phenomenal, you know.
Does
But it's
it
still a
does it
good deal.
specify, is that the one that's just wired, or is that the one that's they have the different versions now, like you can do the headset where it's where you hook into the PC. Now they've released a headset it's
Yeah,
all
this is
within the wireless.
this is the this is on its own, but I don't think it's the one that you can now tap to the. No, maybe it is. When we did that review the other day, I think all of the Oculus Go's could now take advantage of the power of the PC if you wanted to run stronger, bigger stuff
Maybe
on it.
came with
You could plug in.
an adapter or cable.
Yeah, that's what we were reading about that they're
Mm-hmm.
supposed to be about to come out with. So yeah, I think this will end up being able to do both, but I'm not positive.
Yeah.
I just know it says it's the Go and it's 32 gigabits.
Okay. Well, do your research on that,
Gigabytes,
guys.
obviously.
When you look at that deal, just make sure it's the one that you do want.
Mm-hmm. I wouldn't even get it if it wasn't the one. You can do that
Mm-hmm.
combo
Yeah.
now, because that was the big issue before. Do you want the Go or do you want that? You know,
Mm-hmm.
how come my mind wanted to call it something else? I thought there was another name, an Oculus. I can't remember right now. And then people were debating: do I want that? Is it worth dumbing down so I can have it with me anywhere,
Mm-hmm.
or do I want the better one? And then they came out with this thing where you can now boost your ability of the Go
Mm-hmm.
and play with that both ways. So that's definitely the route I would go.
Gotcha.
It's almost like having a Switch, right?
Mhm.
I mean, you can take it with you or not, and it's still gonna. You're
Yeah.
not sacrificing anything when you're back at home.
Mm-hmm. I think on VR that's worth it.
Mm-hmm. Okay, you got controllers. You know, they're usually $60. They're going to be 40. So if you've been looking for a
Not
new
bad.
controller for Xbox One or PlayStation 4, same thing. They're 40 instead of 60.
Now's the time to stock up.
Yep. Let's see here. DualShock 4 controller. Looks like it's an exclusive. Maybe it's a Fortnite edition. Same thing. $40 instead of 60.
Okay.
I think that was the end of my list that stood out to me.
Okay.
There's obviously plenty of other games. Let me check. I had another article pulled up.
And remember, guys, this is still a week out, so
Yeah, they
as
haven't
of
announced all the big ones.
as of Friday, when you're listening to this, they may come out with a new list, or possibly that following Monday.
Yeah. If you've got a big budget, guys, and I bring this up because, a lot of guys don't like buying pre-built computers, but I've had an Alienware laptop, and that thing was old when I got it, and I've still had it for years, and I use it for graphic design and things like that, and a little bit of gaming. Great laptop. Never did the slow down like your kind of cheaper Sonys and different things like that usually do. Kept running perfect, but I've heard great things about the Alienware Aurora, which is their gaming PC. It's the Aurora R8. It's a $1,700 computer. It's going to be on Black Friday sale for $1,079.
Nice.
So if you've been looking at that one, that is definitely a good deal.
And there's
Obviously,
probably a warranty you can get with them too.
Mhm.
So,
Yep. And so this has got the this is the one that's got the i7 9700 CPU, 16 gigabytes of RAM, 512 gigabyte solid state drive,
Okay.
and a Radeon RX 5700 XT GPU.
Nice.
So, yeah, I don't think it's fully spec'd out to the max. It's just under the max, if I remember right when I was looking it up. You've also got a really huge sale on the laptop. If you're into the laptop, and I'm actually not sure whether Alienwares can still be upgraded. Used to, they were able to be, and that's one of the things that was special about them. Of course, Dell bought them, and so Dell makes Alienware now. But from what I've heard and seen on reviews, they haven't changed much about the way they make it. They kind of didn't want to make it a Dell. It's still an Alienware.
Right. That's good.
Alienware M17, which is their big one. It's a 17-inch screen. It's a 4K display. It's usually $2,500. It's their top dog when it comes to the laptops, and it's $1,500.
Okay.
So that's $1,000 discount.
You're getting a built-in 4K
hookup,
guys. So that's
I think that was it. Yep, I wanted to make sure and hit those two. Those are some big daddies.
Those are.
If you're looking to spend some money.
Yeah, if you've been saving up, now may be the time to pounce, guys. Well, Ryan, thanks for hitting us with for the deals for Black Friday. I think we can all go shopping. I heard some things on there that I'm already thinking, should I ask the wife to go ahead and buy it? I don't know.
No, you shouldn't.
No?
You shouldn't ask.
I shouldn't?
No,
you're
right.
saying I should just go do it.
Right, yeah.
Oh, okay. That's it.
Yeah.
I was going to say, buy my own Christmas gift. I got you. That's what you're saying there.
Yeah.
Except for Borderlands 3, we'll probably just buy that up, right?
Right.
Well,
or
guys,
what we could do, I got a good idea. I buy yours, you buy mine.
boom, Christmas.
Boom.
Yeah, there you go. But then the girls will say, why didn't you buy for us? Then we're stuck.
Oh, obviously we still buy stuff for them, just with leftover money.
Right. Yeah, I like your plan. Although, I think someone owes someone some gamage, for those quizzes they've lost.
Yeah, this is true.
We'd have to go through and look. I think like maybe I owe Hunter like maybe one portion of a game, Anyway, I'm sure we'll figure out a way to make Borderlands 3 happen in December,
Oh yeah.
I'm sure something will go down. Yeah. So, thank you for the list, Ryan. You did good, buddy. With that said, guys, we wanted to kind of keep with the spirit of things. And so we're going to hit you with some tips and tricks. But this time, it's not going to be about gaming. It's going to be about the holiday, the U.S. holiday of Thanksgiving. So if you're not from the United States and you're listening, we apologize.
In a world of Easter eggs and cheats, it's time for what they don't want you to know.
Ryan, do you smell that?
No, I don't.
That's the smell of turkey and gravy, baby. Yeah, that's right. We're talking about you wake up Thursday morning, Ryan's out there putting up your lights, and you're watching the Macy Day Parade.
Oh man, don't put that on me. I don't want to still be working Thanksgiving Day.
Sorry, I didn't know if that was part of your schedule, but I thought it sounded good, bro. So we're gonna bring you some tips. I just looked up some random stuff online of what people say, that you should do to kind of help with the holidays, with Thanksgiving in particular, and then me and Ryan are gonna throw in some of our own personal. Maybe experience or, what you can do to help with the season.
Right.
Because we all know what it's like when you get all of your relatives together and this relative likes Trump and this relative really liked Hillary. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, we don't bring politics in. We take the Blizzard Activision stance.
Just say no politics. Nope.
Right.
Oh, that's funny. Well, we'll start off with one of the tips that I thought was helpful, and I've never done. They said set the table the night before. And I'm like, that makes sense. But they say that's one of those simple things that you can go ahead and do, get it set. I don't know if that works at my house because our table is the community table. So it's kind of like as soon as you have guests, they're sitting at the table.
Yeah, that's just for wealthy people because even normal people use their table when they're prepping. If you're talking about Thanksgiving, you got people over cooking, the table's just another countertop until it's time. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's the way it's always been in our house.
Yeah, there's stuff being made on that table.
So if you're fortunate enough to have a dining room table and then a kitchen table, then by all means, set it up. Yeah.
Yeah, what they call that as a formal dining area.
Yeah. I just know at my house, my daughter would be in there playing the drums. Just, I'd be getting on to her, messing with the fine china.
I mean, at my house, when we have Thanksgiving, it's like paper plates. Nobody wants to do nothing.
Right.
We got all the food. Tons of people. The food, I don't even know if there's any seating at the table when there's Thanksgiving. I say my house, but I mean like with my family. Pretty sure the table's just covered with food.
Yeah.
And then you just eat wherever you can get. Yeah.
Sit wherever you can sit. Yeah.
Yep.
Oh, yeah. Ours is kind of that way. You just kind of fit in where you can, and then we have the outside table, the patio table. So if the weather's not bad, some of the relatives will go out there and sit out there on the patio.
Right.
Yeah. So it just kind of depends. Another one they said is make sure you do all your dishwashing and stuff like that. Take out your trash the night before. Just kind of get rid of some of the clutter and some of the the dirty dishes.
A little bit of extras.
So that's not bad, but I think hopefully most people are already doing that. If not, I'd love to be a fly on the wall at your Thanksgiving event, just just to see how chaotic it could get. Prepare as many dishes as you can the night before. So one of their things was gravy bases can be frozen, vegetables can be cooked and refrigerated for up to 2 days before.
Yep.
So some of those things that are still going to taste wonderful, go ahead and cook them the night before and just throw them in the oven.
I got a tip for you.
Yeah.
Don't cook the whole meal yourself. Split it up with your family. You know what I mean? You make a couple things, they make a couple things. There's some of those women out there, it's my first day doing Thanksgiving at my house. And they make everything and just slave in there for like 4 days.
Oh, yeah.
Screw that. Don't do that to yourself.
Definitely not, yeah.
Yeah.
No.
You're not going to get any extra credit for cooking everything. You're going to get a couple thank yous, and then you're going to wonder whether it was worth it.
Yep. Unless it's your great-grandmother or your grandmother that's in there and knows how to do it. Yeah, don't even put yourself through that. Jeez. Yeah. We always do kind of the one, each family member brings a dish, a specialty or whatnot.
Right.
And then we'll do like the turkey and the bread or something, something simple. So this person says also establish a make your own breakfast policy. So this is obviously for if you have family staying over through the weekend. They said set up things like muffins, granola bars, cereal, that kind of stuff. And it'll
you don't want to have to cook a huge meal multiple times in the same day.
Right.
Yeah.
So it's, hey, if you're going to eat, you make it, you clean it up because we're cooking Thanksgiving. I think that's a good policy.
I do too.
This one was kind of fancy. They said you can make edible napkin rings for the kids' table. We just, tear out the paper towels. Here you go.
Yeah.
But
what's a napkin ring?
This person's doing the more fancy article, so
I get it.
We don't always fit into that round hole,
But we do have some of those upper echelons that listen, and we're not hating you for that. We're just jealous. That's all.
Yeah, we are. When in doubt, ask the guests to break the ice. Literally, guys. You can ask guests who arrive early, have them do simple tasks. Have them help get the rolls out and maybe set in the pan, or have them, bust up the ice. Simple things. Maybe even have them help you set the table. Just stick them to work. So they also said that you can, and this is something I thought was interesting. I kind of wish Hunter was on just to know his true opinion of does it really affect flavoring. But this person says you can use dry herbs. So if something calls for fresh herbs, like for instance, fresh sprigs of basil, don't fret. You can you don't even have to run to the store. Instead, if you have Usually you have dried herbs, They said the general substitution is 1 teaspoon of dried herbs for 1 tablespoon of fresh herbs.
Yeah, I think
So,
it matters on what herb you're talking. Some
yeah.
herbs dry are just fine. Some herbs you need fresh. I mean, like there's a huge difference in
Which
things like
ones would you?
parsley.
Yeah, you think that
Yeah,
makes?
yeah. I think oregano. There's a huge difference. If you,
Mm,
I cook with dry oregano all the time. But if I've got a
mm-hmm,
recipe and it's a high end something that I'm making,
mm-hmm.
yeah, fresh oregano. Rosemary. You're good either way. I think
Yeah.
you just need to add more. That's all.
Mm-hmm.
Crushed black pepper and all that kind of stuff. You're good to go either way. Same thing like cloves. You can buy cloves that's pre-powdered,
Mm-hmm.
mustard and things like that. But I don't know about, I wouldn't do it with everything. Yeah, there's certain ones. Garlic, no. Don't just add a bunch of powdered garlic to something
Mm-hmm.
that's for minced garlic. You know what I mean?
Right.
It's not going to be
Right.
the same.
One of the things I would say if you're doing like sodas or teas or anything like that,
Mm-hmm.
usually easier just to leave the 2 liters or the gallon of tea somewhere on a cabinet or a countertop, and just have your ice chest full of ice or your little ice area,
Mm-hmm.
and just let people do their own drinks that way. That can kind of help.
Yep. Yep.
Kind of helps with traffic. Let's see.
Or you can do what the Maddox family does and just fill an ice chest like you're going camping. Just
Yeah.
fill it with ice and a bunch of cans, and it's just, you know what I mean? Easy
Yeah.
peasy. It's not napkin ring fancy, but
Mhm.
it can take some pressure off.
Yeah.
Keeps you from having 400 cups to clean too.
Yeah. And then one of the final things is don't be afraid to ask your certain family members for help with cleanup. If you have that aunt that just brought the one dish, you're sitting there talking about little Johnny who's giving you a headache. Go ahead and talk about little Johnny and have them help you. Get in there, get the dishes done. Maybe help just throw some things in the trash. Women, don't be afraid to use your husbands.
Yep.
Send them to the store. If you forget something, the store's still open. Send them on a trip. Little things like that can help, and vice versa. Man, if you're cooking and the wife's free, send her. Either way, as the married couple, don't argue about it. Just do it. It's for the holidays. It's not about you. It's about family time. It's about getting together and celebrating life.
Well, there's 2 different kinds of Thanksgivings. There's one where it's like, finally it's over.
Yeah.
And then there's one where it's like, that was fun. And we're not talking about the meal. The meal's always fun, right?
Yeah.
But the cooking, the prep can be fun if everybody involved is, keeping the mood up, and you're doing it together.
Mm-hmm.
And when you cook like that and you hang out like that and you do things together, then it's like, even if something doesn't come out perfect, it's okay, because part of the Thanksgiving is the prep. Not like Thanksgiving starts when we eat. The whole time is part of Thanksgiving.
Yeah.
And when you do it that way, it's a whole much, much better holiday.
That's a good point. I was going to kind of make the example of it's kind of like doing a podcast.
Mm-hmm.
In the beginning with this podcast, everything needed to be perfect always. If it wasn't, it burned me up. And then I wasn't having as much fun.
Right.
And then and you could kind of tell in the earlier recordings, like, he seems a little pissed. Well, it probably is because I was. Not at Ryan or Hunter, but at the putting everything together. It needed to be perfect. And so I think holidays are kind of similar. You kind of just have to go with it. And people are not perfect, and family is definitely not perfect. I think we're all a little bit like the Simpsons, in our own, dysfunctional way. And so, I think it's important to remember, to kind of accept each other as you are, and roll with the mistakes, roll with the craziness a little bit.
Yep. And don't be afraid to. I would say, don't be afraid to make something different. Like, it doesn't have to be Thanksgiving food.
Yeah, you could do enchiladas. You could do
just make good food. That's all.
Yeah.
Everybody has Thanksgiving food, and they go to 4 different Thanksgivings, and they have 4 different kinds of stuffing and 4 different kinds of. Not that those things aren't good, but it's okay to be that guy who makes some tacos. It's okay to be that guy that makes your specialty that is not a Thanksgiving item, but it's the bomb and everybody's gonna love it. And they're going to be happy that you made it because they get a little variety.
Mm-hmm.
Nobody's going to complain.
Yep. They're really happy just to be eating and be together.
Mm-hmm.
Most of the time, I mean, more than likely, unless you're at the in-laws' house. No, I'm kidding. I'm kidding. So, but generally at our house, it's not overly stressful. There are times where it can be, but we try not to let it be. With kids, I think it makes it more stressful when you have kids that have needs.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I want a bottle. I want my pull-up changed. I want,
We've never even done Thanksgiving at our house yet, I don't think. We might have the year before last. I can't remember if we... No, we might have tried to some last year, but we were in the remodel stuff.
Okay.
So I just don't really remember, but I don't think it's yet to come to our house.
Okay.
Which I don't have any problem with.
Yeah, it's
I'm
honestly
fine with going
easier
to
just
Mom's
to
and
go.
helping.
Yeah. It's easier to do that. Now, do you guys do 2 Thanksgivings with your family? Your mom and dad's side, and then Tiff's mom and mom's side, or do you do 3? I guess.
No, it's usually 2. Like we may get together with Tiff's dad, but it's usually not at Thanksgiving. It's just like sometime before or after we just get together and go to dinner somewhere. It's kind of for Thanksgiving, but it's not Thanksgiving.
Gotcha.
And then we do Thanksgiving with Tiff's mom, and we usually do something with my parents. But, my parents, we're kind of hit and miss on when we do things and don't do things, too. So, like, we had them over this last Sunday to see the baby for the first time, and we're all eating steaks. We made T-bone steaks and ribeyes. We're having a good time. And then all of a sudden, my sister slides it in, and she's like, I guess this is kind of Thanksgiving because chances are we're not going to get together again in the next week or so. And I was like, what? And I was like, okay, that's our family. Okay, I guess we had ribeyes a week early, and that was Thanksgiving.
Okay. Well, there you go.
We may or may not get together.
Yeah, that's funny.
It is.
Mine's more like, hey, this is our reason to eat, so let's just, who's getting that turkey together? Who's getting that gravy together?
Part of that is probably my own fault, right? Because I'm usually so busy around that time of year. Mm-hmm. It's hard to get more than that one night.
Right.
So
he forgot we were doing the podcast tonight, guys. That's how busy this man's been.
I did.
Even after
we talked about it this morning.
Yeah.
Yeah. Just gone. Completely gone.
Yep. That's okay though. Life is like that on the holidays.
Yep.
So mine is more like we definitely always do it with my dad's side, right? And then like Mikkel has so many different family members that do so many different things. Almost have to just kind of pick what you're going to do on that day and go with it.
Right.
And I'm the type, I don't want to go like multiple places in one day. I hate doing that. Right. I'm kind of like, it's the holiday. I want to go one place, get it done. You're good. Mm-hmm. So, yeah.
At Christmas we do. We go multiple places in one day, but
I guess that's more because you're doing presents.
Yeah, we do early breakfast, kind of thing. At one place, you know what I mean? And then we do a dinner at another place, so it's pretty spread out. And it's not the same kind of food.
Right.
Yeah.
We usually do ham. We'll switch it up.
You got any other tips for Thanksgiving? I had a couple earlier I thought were real good, and they slid past my mind.
Did they? Oh, that sucks. No, I think, at the end of the day, try not to discuss politics unless you're a family that enjoys discussing politics.
Or you're a family that all agrees on the same thing. Some families are that way. You're really not a part of the family anymore if you disagree, right? But if it's a Republican family and you're liberal, you're not at Thanksgiving.
There you go.
It's sorry if that's yours, but those exist.
Yeah, that's true.
And if you're a liberal family and you have somebody oddball in there who becomes a Republican, conservative, you're probably not there either because you're a bigot and a racist and all these things, according to them. So. Hopefully that's not the case. But if it is, enjoy Thanksgiving with whoever you can. Yep. That's what I said.
Give them a big hug.
Yep.
And then when you're done doing that,
stay delirious.
Stay dadding.
Stay gaming.
This has been a Delirious Dads production. For more information about the show, visit our website at www.deliriousdadsgaming.com. You can also find us on facebook.com/deliriousdadsgaming, twitch.tv, and YouTube. Make sure you like and share our pages to help us grow the channel. You can listen to the podcast on iTunes, Google Play,
hit the mute button,
Stitcher, and Spotify. Please leave a rating and review if you enjoy the show. Thank you again for listening, and we hope to see you next time.